Okay, this will be a video of why we ship Jayvik. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And then I'm gonna go back to and doing my entire like Jayvik timeline because that's all you guys want. So be ready for that. Anyway, we gotta start at the very beginning because like Viktor did not have to run after Jayce. Like Viktor could have just stayed like the Undercity like assistant. Viktor knew like the moment he went into like follow Jayce, like he had a target on himself because he's not Undercity, he's crippled, like he's got no sponsor, he's got no one besides Hyman Nico, and he knows that other council people do not like him, but he goes after Jayce and risks his entire career, and he's like, okay, let's do this. And so they decide to partner up, and I love when Mel catches them, like Jayce is like, think of something, and Viktor's like, yeah, I was trying to sneak a boy into my bedroom, this ain't my bedroom, I'm sorry about that. And like Mel like points at thing like, you're Hyman assistant, and Jayce's like, no, he's my assistant now, and we're gonna go and bet hex core if you got a problem with that. And so they like figured it out, and luckily they're like saved, hallelujah. And like in the next part, like you can tell Viktor's dying and no one notices it. I'm like, Jayce, like I know you're busy, but notice something's up with your partner, please, for the love of God. And he's like, coughing up blood, getting visions. No red flags there. I'm like, yeah, he's fine. Until, like, he faints. And somehow Jayce found him or, like, since that he was in danger. I'm like, how? Like, okay, if I was, like, sleeping with someone, I would, like, the back of my mind would not be like, oh, how's my lab partner doing him? I was like, something's wrong with my lab partner. And I must, like, flee. Like, he knew something was up with Viktor, like, at that very moment. Like, how? And this is where, like, Jayce decided, like, okay, that's enough. My partner's dying, and he, like, can't seem to get, like, Viktor's name out of his mouth. Like, everything's about Viktor in his mindset. And I'm just like, this is so cute. But unfortunately, it doesn't last long because, Jayce decides to use classism when Viktor, like, goes and gets shimmer, but Jayce doesn't know about it. And he's like, you went to the Undercity? They're dangerous. And Viktor's like, I'm from the Undercity. And he goes like, experiments on Shimmer and, kills Sky. And this is Viktor has decided to, like, off himself. And somehow Jayce finds him. I'm like, dude, you were on the other side. You were in the Undercity. How? And this is where Jayce comes in after, like, killing a child from the Undercity. He's like, we must destroy Hexcore. And Viktor's like, yeah, I agree, that's about what I was going to say, but I can't be there because, like, Hexcore was my thing. This is why I, like, stayed up multiple nights, not eating, not sleeping, not doing anything besides worrying about the stupid project. And then we get to season 2, and there are so many more parallels. Like, if you did not ship Jayvik in, like, the first season, you definitely shipped it in the second season. The moment, like, once the bomb goes off, like, yeah, Jayce goes and sees Mel's okay. But the moment he, like, sees Viktor dying, like, he is crying. He's, like, carrying him to his lab, hoping something, and that it would, like, revive his dead partner. And he's, like, searching through his, like, notes, and this is, you gotta remember, this is like the first time he actually like noticed the robotic leg. And when Viktor wakes up, like, Jayce doesn't say anything about his robotic leg. He doesn't say like, hey, I noticed your robotic leg, like, when did you experiment it on yourself, like, why did you not tell me? No, he's just like, oh, I saw your notes in labs, and I just did whatever I needed to do. And this is where, like, Viktor gets a little bit upset. And he's like, you promised to destroy Hexcore, and you didn't. And Jayce's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Also, are you cold? Would you like this blue cloak that I have? Which you will never, like, get yourself new clothing because you just love this blue cloak of yours. So I like to believe the only reason, well, one of the reasons why he, like, wrapped around the blue cloak is because Jayce couldn't seem to know, like, keep his eyes on, like, Viktor's eyes. He kept, like, looking down, like, a bunch of times. And also, Viktor probably felt, like, very, very cold. So, like, Jayce also has, like, PTSD. And Viktor's like, no, I'm not cold. Also, can we get back to the topic where I was supposed to die? Just like, no, you weren't. Like, we were wrong about Hexcore. Heimadingo was wrong. Like, it saved you. And this is where Viktor's like, it's killed Sky. This thing, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not the right path. Like, I must go. Like, our paths diverged a long time ago. It was affection that held us together. And this is where Jayce gets mad. It's like, I'm sorry, like, that you were supposed to die. I'm sorry that you're upset. But, I couldn't watch you die. Like, I'm so sorry. And this is where Viktor walks up. And can we talk about where, like, Viktor said it was affection? Like, he could have just said it was just a science project that held us together. No, he said it was affection that held us together. Nothing else. I'm like, excuse me, Viktor? You had feelings for Jayce. And I love, like, when, like, Jayce gave him the blue cloak. That's the only thing Viktor would wear. And he, like, fashioned it into, like, new, like, clothing. Like, that boy took that thing to the grave. That was, like, the most little, like, gift thing that Jayce gave it to him. And Viktor's like, I'm gonna use this for the rest of my life. I'm like, goddamn, yeah, you love him. And, like, with Viktor gone, like, Jayce sleeps in the lab. Like, even Heimerding goes, like, have you been sleeping here? And Jayce is like, yeah, I was waiting for my boyfriend to come back. He's not coming back, I don't think. And he's, like, very upset that Viktor's, like, not coming back. Like, anytime, like, anyone mentions, like, Viktor, Jayce is just, like, completely sad. And, well, you know, the breakup not doing well for Jayce, but just having the time of life. He's become God. He's healing people. He's becoming everything he wants to be and more. Unfortunately, Jayce doesn't see that. Kids is like, he touched a hex core, he's getting weird visions. I don't know what they're all about. And he's, like, goes into this, like, weird parallel thing. And can we talk about, like, when he gets trapped in, like, that weird, like, hole thing? Like, this fire thing? It's only Mel and Viktor, and most people are like, well, those are the two closest people to him. I'm like, what about Catherine, who's, like, probably a sibling to him? What about his mother, which we definitely know he had a flashback when he got hit by the hex core. No, it's just Mel and Viktor. Excuse me? Like, come on, Platonic my ass. So, like, once he goes back to the other dimension, once he sees Viktor and, like, him doing that weird, like, evolution thing, he's like, I thought you were done with Hexcore. And me. Yeah, mention himself during that entire conversation. And Viktor's like, no, this is the right thing. And Jayce is like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. And then he kills Viktor. And can we talk about what Viktor's holding? Because it's like that part in, like, the first episode, like, they are flicking that, like, mechanical part to each other. And guess what? Like, Viktor has it. And then it, like, rolls off of it away while he's, like, dying. Unfortunately, Jayce doesn't go for the head. So Viktor's alive, and while he's, like, talking to, like, Mel, he's, like, superstitious about Mel. He's like, you used me and Viktor again, mentioning his boyfriend's name. Like, this man cannot take out his, like, boyfriend's name out of his mouth. He must always mention Viktor. I'm like, again? And I can tell Mel's kind of, like, getting done with this. She's like, okay, just kiss him already. I mean, can we talk about that one fight scene where, like, Viktor takes over that robot? That was not fighting. That was more like seduction. Hey, I'm gonna seduce you until you become the dark side. Unfortunately, Jayce doesn't take it. And Viktor says, well, my heart just got broken, so screw emotions, doctor, do the full evolution. And guess what? When he's full of the evolution and, like, Jayce and him are seeing, he's like, oh, I'm pleased to see you. I thought you weren't supposed to have emotions, Viktor. Excuse me? And, like, even with, like, the whole, like, time bomb thing with Echo throwing him at the mask, he's still like, why do you persist? Like, he's still curious. Like, you could just tell in his, like, mind. Like, he's like, why do you still have feelings? Like, he still has feelings and he still doesn't understand them. So, like, the whole, like, evolution thing is not working for Viktor, like, at all. And Jayce, like, goes and, like, hugs him, and they, like, go into, like, this weird, like, they're, like, weird, like, ghosty vision. And by the way, can we say, are they naked in the scene? Like, I know they do have, like, clothing, but it looks like as if they're naked. I'm sorry. I like to say, like, this, like, weird, like, clothing around the body besides the face. It's just like, them having to censor that they're naked. My headcanon. Anyway, like, he shows him the, like, vision of old Viktor saying, like, oh, I thought, like, I needed to fix all the world's problem, and then once I did, I realized how lonely it was, and so I went to every timeline to, like, see if there's, like, a different outcome where I don't become this machine, this monster. But truly, he is saying, I actually just missed my partner and I want him back. And Viktor, after he sees this, he pushes Jayce away. He's like, go live your life. Go live with Mel. Like, forget about me. I can fix this by myself. And no, Jayce, like, takes him. And he's like, no, we finish this together. And they share, like, conscience or something. And can we talk about that one scene? It looks like they're about to kiss. Like, everyone thought they would get a kiss. Like they did not have to, like, do this this random way. They could have just done a weird, like, still holding hands, but no, they did a direct way where they look like they're about to kiss. And they spend their entire lives, like, gonna go through, like, different timelines and, like, fixing that hex score. Yeah, hopefully I've had enough evidence to convince you guys this is a ship. It's not platonic. It's not brotherly. They're making out in the stars and the heavens or wherever they are. Have a good day.